We are going to be riding the Roadmaster, but... Alright, so are we in first gear? Oh, we're in first gear. There we go. Whew. So this is the Roadmaster Thunderstroke 111. Oh, we got music. Let's turn that off. I want to turn that off. How do I turn that off? Alright. What is up, everybody? Sorry, I'm going to lower that volume down for that first part. Anyways, I'm over here in first gear. Alright, switch to second gear. I'm over here on an Indian Roadmaster. Alright, it's a Thunderstroke 111. A lot of cool little features on it that I'm not going to discuss. I can't be reading, and there's like this figure sheet here. I can't be reading that. But this is the first time ever on a Roadmaster, and I just want to talk to you guys about how I feel about it and what I'm doing. So I know a lot of you guys are watching these videos because you're thinking about buying it. You've already looked at the spec sheet, you've already been to the dealership, or you haven't, and you kind of just want to see how it rides. That's the whole point of a video, right? So let me talk to you about how I feel about on the bike, okay? I might be rambling on here and there, but you're gonna get my feelings about this. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right next to it is a notification bell button, because I've been riding bikes all day. I rode a Springfield and the Indian Scout Bobber. So if you want to see those videos, make sure you check out those videos too. I'm sure they're popping up right now or earlier. And let me tell you about myself first. I am 5'6" with a 30-inch inseam, okay? 30 inches of an inseam, and I'm riding this big-ass bike, all right? Now, so far, it's a little funky for me. The Springfield was easy. Now, this one actually does feel like a bigger bike. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It does feel like a bigger bike. Let's see how much power. Oh yeah, it feels good. It's got enough power, it's got enough oomph, and it's also got the infotainment system. So I got the maps going right here. I don't know, I don't want to mess with it too much, but I have to reach pretty damn far for the shifter. Now, I'm short, like I said. So it's not as comfy for me to do that. But I just want to let you guys know about that. So it's got a windscreen right here. I can feel the buffeting. That's what I was staying silent for a second right there. I was feeling the buffeting on my helmet. So that's a little different. So we got the speedometer on the left. We've got RPM on the right. Infotainment straight ahead in front of me. We got a little dash. That's fucking funny. That's just weird. I'm not used to that. The seat is very comfortable. Very comfortable. I feel great. It's a 2-up seat right now. I can't look at it, but it feels good. It feels good. For somebody my size, I feel like once you get it up and going, it's pretty much with any bike. Once you get it up and going, it's not hard. The bike wants to stay up. Everything about the bike is the same from bike to bike to bike. It's throttle control, clutch control, counter steering, counter leaning, all that stuff. It's all the same. You could add different bikes. You just might have to counter steer a little bit harder. You might have to counter lean a little bit harder because it's a heavier bike or whatever. All these things, that's perfectly fine. Now, what I don't like is I had to look over here to see if I hit neutral. I want to look straight in line with the bike so I can either look down or what. Oh, never mind. We got a neutral gear indicator right there. We got the gear indicator right there. That's awesome. I didn't even see that. See, that's a cool thing. So, got miles per hour. We got everything we need on the infotainment system. These are just nice to have, I guess. Is music playing out of here? But anyways, you can play music. I turned it down. I thought I turned it down. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's got the rear deactivation. I see a cylinder head on here. There's a picture of it, and it has an X over the rear cylinder. And it has an X over it, so I'm guessing it's deactivated. So that is one of the new features. Yeah, it says new rear cylinder deactivation, and what I heard is that it deactivates when you're at a stop. So right now the light came off, or the indicator turned off, so that means it's deactivated now. Cool. So we're gonna be moving up here, getting closer to the interstate, and then I can kind of feel how it feels at 65, 70 miles an hour. But I'm gonna tell you right now, for my size, I wouldn't want to have this bike for in town. It's not what it's designed for. It's called the Roadmaster. It should be called the Interstate Highway Master, but Roadmaster sounds cooler. But definitely for me and my size, I wouldn't want this. I'd rather have the Bobber or the Springfield for in town. This, I'm waiting for the Interstate to kind of get a feel for that. Not because it's such a heavy, big bike, but it just feels it feels like the weight distribution is a little different. The other bikes, the bobber especially, super low, so the weight distribution on that, I feel like I can cut through stuff. And same thing with the Springfield. The Springfield felt great on the interstate. The Springfield felt good on the in-town. And the bobber obviously felt great in town and felt okay on the interstate. So this one, I'm hoping it feels great on the interstate. And then it feels okay, which it does, in town, okay? Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's just like, it's just awkward. Like, I don't know if it's just the amount of controls and all the doohickeys and stuff, or it's just like how wide it is. I mean, we got speakers and stuff out here. It's got heated grips, so I mean, I just don't... What the heck is this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is badass. The shield, the windshield is adjustable. We are gonna play with that. So this is all the way down. We're gonna play with that on the interstate. So I'm in neutral, rear deactivation happening. Got music. Oh. Okay, so it's not hard to take off. Like I said, it's all clutch and throttle control. Now, I don't know what the Springfield had in it when I went to ride it, but it definitely felt a little bit more faster off the start. But this thing still has plenty of power, and this seat is comfy. It's like molding around my butt. All right, that was a little wide, Daniel. I thought we were going in this lane. My bad. You're supposed to go in the first available lane. But anyways, I don't know. It's just a little freaky because I was scraping peg and foot on the bobber, and I'm scared to do that here with the floorboard. So she's indicating that we get some speed, and I can't pass this guy. So let's get some speed, dude. Let's get some speed, dude. All right. So right now, at the shortest that this windshield is, I can feel the buffeting at the very top of my head. So while I'm riding, I'm like, oh God, that gives me a headache. Ah, gotta hit the brakes. That right there, I still feel it. I still feel it, but now eyeline. See, now I don't feel it, but I think that's just what's gonna happen. But it feels so nice to have that adjustable. So now it's right at my line right here, I think. And if I lower it, how does it feel? Oh yeah, a lot more buffeting. I feel it on my cheek pads. I feel that there. So if I do that, no buffeting on the cheek pads. Just like on the top of the head, I feel the wind tapping the top of my head. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of windshields. I had the same issue when I was riding the Springfield, and I'm just not a fan of windshields. I prefer to have my whole face blasted by the wind. And not have the windshield try to do something. But I can guess that people like the windshield when they don't wear helmets, because now they don't have to worry too much about eye protection, you know? But still, it's like I wear a helmet for a reason. All right, so the infotainment system's still pretty cool. I still haven't looked down. I'm used to regular gauges, so that's something I would have to get used to. It's not something I would get used to on a demo ride. All right, let's see how I feel. Okay, I'm in first, okay. Man, it's just like, I don't know if it's the clutch, but like I had the clutch full in, like all the way in, and I was still moving. So, I mean, I don't know what the dealio is with that. If I had the clutch all the way in, I should not be moving. Maybe I don't have it pulled in all the way. So I highly doubt they're gonna have it all messed up. I have to pull it hard. So clutch is fully in. Let's see. Oh, so it deactivated the rear cylinder when I pulled the clutch all the way in. I wonder what the situation is for that. Like if it has to be below a certain speed, because I would not want it to deactivate the rear cylinder if I'm going 60 just because I pulled the clutch in. That's neutral. So I can see myself getting used to this bike. The Springfield and the Bobber are they're closest to what I'm used to on the Sportster in relative terms of size and weight distribution and weight and just overall weight. And this is a lot bigger than my Sportster, and this is a little bit different type of bike than a regular little cruiser. This is a touring bike This is meant to go out riding long distance, and it's something that I would have to learn how to ride and get used to the ergonomics and the weight. So if you are looking for a bike like this and you have like a Sportster or you have a bike that's a little bit smaller and you get on this bike and you just kind of feel discouraged, because I got that feeling a little bit when I first started riding. It's like, man, I thought my skill was up there, that I wouldn't, you know, have issues with this. But if you feel discouraged taking this out for a demo ride or whatever, just understand that you have to just get used to the ergonomics. You have to get used to how it rides and all that stuff. Let's move the visor or the shield down. You're gonna have to get used to everything, okay? So it's just like riding a new bike. Just a brand new bike. I mean, this is a new bike, but I mean, like a different bike. How about that? Because I remember when I switched out my stock bars to clip-ons, and I remember switching out my stock bars to clip-ons, and it was really weird. Same bike, just different handlebars. And same thing when I went from clip-ons to the bars I have now currently on my Sportster. It just felt really awkward and really weird. So switching to this, it's probably a lot of the same thing and it feels the same. So just get used to riding a different bike. Don't feel discouraged. It's just me too, because I bet you there's people out there that ride bikes like this and they're like, what an idiot, he can't handle it. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I can't right now. I mean, I can handle it, I just not used to it, that's all. Do I like it? Yes. Is it cheaper than a Harley? I believe so. Do I like Indian more than Harley? Currently, yes. Do I own an Indian? No. Do I want the FTR? Yes. So now at this point, I'm pretty much just like blabbering on. We're going to our first real big kind of curve. So I'll kind of see how it feels when I'm making a curve right here. But I just want you guys to understand that I wouldn't be able to do this without my patrons, okay? My patrons, they're popping up right here. These are the $20 patron senior crew members. They get a ton of perks, but it only takes $1 a month. You can sign up for $1 a month and you get a ton of perks also. You get a lot of live streams behind the scenes. You get to see me edit all my videos behind the scenes. And pretty much just hang out with me. I don't do that for everybody. I don't want to spam YouTube, so I spam my patrons. But if you also want to just join and kind of get some behind the scenes, like pictures and stuff, I'm able to easily post to my Discord channel. We have over 1,000 members. It's absolutely free chat room, and I'd love to have you guys there. Check it out, see if you like it. It's a great place to meet other people, especially in your area. We have them all over the world. We have members all over the world, and we're starting something cool. So that turn was easy. That turn was absolutely easy. Pretty nice. My right leg, I'm wearing these big ass Icon Elsinore 1000 boots, but my right calf feels warm. It's putting off some heat. I never thought about that. Yeah, it's starting to put off some heat. I think it might be because the fairings and all that stuff is blocking a lot of the wind. When you have wind, it pulls the heat, pulls the air off the body. So I don't know. I'm just not. I feel like I sweat more when I'm on these bikes. Anybody have that issue? Anyways, like I said, at this point, I just pretty much blabber on and talk because this is a long 15 to 20 minute demo ride, and I don't want to take you guys' time. But if you want to see the other videos, I rode the Scout, and I'm going to be riding all these other ones. I rode the Springfield, and this is now the Roadmaster. And if you guys want to see that, like I said, click that subscribe button and check out all the other videos I have on my channel. Hope to see you around. Whee!